Hey, what's up my friends? Welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Victor and today I'm going to share with you 7 signs that what's blocking you, whether it be emotions or situations, etc., whatever's blocking you, here are 7 signs that you're actually about to transcend it. The name of the video is 7 signs that what's blocking you is being healed. And I realize many of you might be skeptical, saying, Vic, what's blocking me? It doesn't seem to be very hopeful. There doesn't seem to be anything I know as of now of what to do to transcend it. It's probably feeling pretty big right now, so you might be a little weary. But as they say, it's darkest before dawn, and that could not be more true with your spiritual awakening process. Whatever is the most relevant block that you possess that's going to prevent you from going forward in the direction you want to go is going to it's going to get big. It's going to get big right now so you can see it, so you can understand it, so you can finally learn the lesson, empower yourself, transcend it, and let it go forever. But a lot of times, a lot of you might be in the middle of that, which is why I want to share this video of these 7 signs that I think you might find eerily familiar. And if that's the case, it is my intention that you can dip back into your hopeful state of being and continue trudging forward on your path in confidence and in faith. Sign number 1, I wrote down, you're feeling it more than ever. Maybe you want to do, we use myself as an example, public speaking. And maybe you're feeling more shy and anxious and insecure than ever. Maybe all of those childhood issues that may have lied dormant deep in your consciousness that you thought were gone. Now that you're going to do something that is relevant to them, they get triggered and you're feeling blocked. And maybe last week you were stoked about public speaking, but now you feel like that old little school kid again. You wonder, how can this possibly happen? I'm still such a mess. My problems, my blocks are still so big. Number 2, you might have an idea of where this block stems from. Some semblance of an idea, but you don't know exactly what it is. You don't have sufficient clarity to transcend it. Right now, all you got is the block, some vague idea of like where it came from, but certainly not enough to go on, certainly not enough to initiate some kind of literal catharsis where you can finally part ways from it, which can be very, very frustrating. Like you just can't quite put your finger on it. Number 3, your life is reflecting the negative consequences of this block, further leading to this frustrated and hopeless state. Maybe you have some kind of like financial blocks or some worthy blocks or something, and then you caught wind from a coworker that, you know what, I hear they're doing downsizing. I hear half of the jobs in this sector are gonna be cut, and you're thinking, oh my goodness. And then you go home that same day and you have this random bill that from like a year ago, some medical bill or something that's huge, and you're like, oh my goodness. And it's just like a compounding manifestation of that block. Number 4, you're fully conscious of the fact that you're perpetuating this. You realize that you have enough of a sense and enough experience on this awakening path where you can tell when your creations and your manifestations are stemming from some unresolved block. So you know you're doing it, you have an idea of where it's coming from, but you just don't know how to stop it. It's continuing to wreak havoc in your life. Number 5, you're willing to admit, you have full admittance that this is your creation. This is not an unfair blow from the universe. This is something you're doing. But with all of that combined, when your world is starting to reflect this block, you have no idea like how to go about healing it. You have some sense that you're creating it. You're willing to admit that I'm doing this. I'm putting this out there. That's huge. If you're what I just said, which is sort of similar to what I said priorly, I realize that's an indicator you are super, super close. It's difficult initially when something unpleasant falls into our lap to not play the victim card. We all do and think, oh my goodness, I'm trying my best here at life. I'm working on myself, done all this healing, I thought I had dealt with this, and now this. But usually that's short-lived if you're a fairly conscious person, which anyone watching this I would assume is, or anything like this type of content, and you eventually start realizing, you know what, this is, I create my reality, and I'm doing this even though it's unpleasant, and I'm willing to admit it to myself. That is so huge, because when you transition from the victim mentality to the recognition that all of your life is nothing but a reflection of the totality of you, and there must be some kind of vibrational mismatch, some kind of block that's causing this unwanted ramification. If you can admit that, then you start sending out new signals. Rather than resistance and complaints and victimhood, which only magnifies these undesirable manifestations, you start sending out arrows of why am I doing this? What is the block? What in me is unresolved? And then it's just a matter of a very short span of time before you start attracting solutions, clarity, healing. Number 6, you know that the failure to release this block is going to totally foil all of your future plans and endeavors and hopes and dreams. I want to be a public speaker, and yet I'm so shy I can't leave the house. Well, how's that going to work, Vic? You're going to have to deal with that. So it can be, a lot of times these blocks that are about to be released are very relevant to something you really want to do. Maybe last month you went through this eclipse cycle, and out of that came this dawning of awareness of who you want to be and what you want to go and do. And it felt so real, like you were just like meant to do this thing, and you felt so high about it, so passionate about it, so unblocked basically. And then as you get closer, as you start making these adjustments in your life to really become the version of yourself that is a reflection for what you want to do, all of a sudden these old blocks just come out of nowhere, and you know that there's no way I can pull this dream off unless I resolve this block now. Number 7, you're ready and you're willing to admit all of this. You're ready to move on. You're ready to release this block. You're willing to look at it for what it really is, but you just don't know how. This can be a very frustrating space to be in. But if you really exhibit these signs, you're willing to take responsibility for that block, then it's just a matter of a short span of time before the divine grace will assist you. Because you're proceeding in a very, very rare and empowered state of being. One who can take responsibility for all of the things in their life is a very high level, high vibration, conscious, a very masterful human being. And because of that, you can expect the wind to be at your back. When you start asking the right questions, you will start getting relevant answers. What's coming up is going. What's big right now and blocking you is about to be healed. How do you know, Vic? I want you to ask yourself that. Look back at your life. How many times have you gone through this same cycle where you felt connected and desired something so strongly, and then it seems like it's not going to happen, and then it could be a seed of an idea, and a thought, one single thought can literally lift the block, change your life, give you clearance to go forward on your path. And then when that happens, what usually happens after that? Well, your boss does those cuts, and you're not one of them. You get another letter in the mail that says, guess what? This is a mistake. Here's actually a refund of $800. And it's like, all of a sudden, your reality reflects your healing. So don't let yourself get too bogged down by the reflection. No, it's nothing but a clue to expedite your journey to clarity and healing. And once you have healed and learned the lesson that your soul wanted you to learn at this very moment, It always works out. And you know this. You can look back on your own journey and validate this without having just to trust me blindly, which I would never want you to do. You know this. Remember that. Be patient. Be willing to accept and look at yourself. And if you can do that, no block will hold you down for all that long. That's all, my friends. That's my piece for this situation. I hope it serves you and helps you and uplifts you. And if nothing else, gives you a bit of reassurance for what you already possess within yourself. I wish you guys nothing but the best on your path. Thank you so much for all of your love and your kindness and your support and your generosity. It means the world to me. If you're new to my channel, be sure to check out, I have a free guided meditation I made myself. You can find it either in the top comment or the top of the description box. I've gotten such good feedback by it. I'm not a guy who always makes meditations, but this one just kind of came out of me, and I've been really blown away by some of the feedback I've been getting. It's totally free. Check it out down below if you'd like. And with all that, I'm gonna bounce. I got an appointment in a little bit. I wanted to just kind of send this video to you guys real quick. I hope you're all doing fantastic, and I hope you all have an amazing day. Much love to you all. Namaste.